Hey everyone, it's Tdawg here at Tdawg Trading. Thanks for making me part of your day. I really appreciate the support. I've got some live trading for you today. I got some, recap and kind of discussing those trades. We had a great green day, $2,297. Today's going to be a longer video, so as you kind of go through the trades, if you're really interested in seeing what it's like and how the entries work and where the fills come from, today's going to be a great video for you. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Let's jump in. Good morning. Got an interesting watch list today. I still have AVDL as a possible play. There's a breakout possibility around 2.42. Would look for an entry hopefully before, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago that it had high of day around 267. So I think if it can break and hold and confirm 267, we've got some opportunity up to like 290. I am looking at AMD and Apple this morning on the large caps, and then we have our gappers IMMX and RPTX on the gap scanner, and then continuation moves possibly on SIGA. There is a wedge that if it can break, and then BKSY has been fun to watch over the last few days. So getting ready for the day. Okay, here I am right after the market open. I'm looking at AMD. I have some levels mapped out. 102.44 for the short and 98.75 for the possible long. I see a pop-up here coming up, and kind of I feel like it might be in my best interest to maybe start scaling into the position. My goal was to take about a total position size of about 750 shares. So I was essentially doing about 250 a pop. So you'll start to see me to kind of starting a position here shortly. I don't typically use market orders, but usually when I trade these types of large caps, I will use market orders to kind of get in and out of my positions. Now my stop here was 103.44, so I gave myself $1 based on the current play that I was playing. RPTX. I will say I did have a little bit of anxiety on this trade. Obviously not used to trading large caps, and I actually took it off there for 260. But anyway, I had some anxiety. New process for me, new strategy, and I felt at the time that I took it a little early, but I still felt good about it. As you can see here, I've drawn a trend line, things that I was noticing on AMD. So I knew that if I was going to go up and take 102.44 again, that I was going to have to be careful because my room was lower. It's simply lower. But I was considering and contemplating going in short one more time. Short. Here I am getting in one more time. Current average at 102.34 with 750 shares short. Really thought I was going to have to cut my loss here. It was really close to what I thought was going to be my max loss for this trade, but it started to pull back here. Again, I'm looking in the corner of my eye and I'm seeing SPY really kind of starting to make a move, really kind of playing with VWAP at the time. That was definitely something that I was looking at. So I'm sitting there waiting for some green. I definitely want to. I figured at this point, it getting below 102.44, that I might have an opportunity to make it pretty close to that trend line, and so that's currently what I'm waiting on. I'm being patient with it though. One thing that I definitely know that when you're dealing with large caps, you have to set up your risk zones and you really have to be patient with the trades. Just got my account enabled with options. I actually tried to trade some options yesterday, and I got a rejection, so I had to send an email to have it enabled, and it was enabled today. And I'm out. So that was my last trade on AMD. I wish it wasn't. I was really close. I mean, I really like the bullishness of AMD, and looked at it multiple times to possibly take a long at 102.44. I really thought it was going to eventually go with the SPY going the way that it did, and of course it ended up getting close to 109. So there's some FOMO for you. See, here I am looking at it, and I'm sitting there going, all right, thing's just going to keep going up. So anyway, coulda, coulda, woulda. Next trade is here on BKSY, thinking that this thing is going to continue on its move. One thing you might notice here is that I've got some I have some orders stacked up here on buy orders for dips. Because my expectation is that I'm going to be building positions. So right now I've got 4,000 shares worth of orders. 1,000 at 293, and I got 297. Um, so I'm in the process of thinking about this dip and how I'm going to build a position for the break of $3. As you can see, I'm mapping out the resistance line I think it's forming based on that candle and
Come on, break
the
through it.
curl that we're experiencing. And so now I'm looking at, all right, I want to take profit near the top of that. I should have taken it here, in my opinion,
Go.
but that's what I'm thinking at that point. I take a little bit off the table right here, just to give me reduced risk and take a little bit off the table. I'm just not feeling it, so I take the rest off the table right there. So, at the end of the day, on 6,000 shares, I made, almost $80, but green's green. All right, I'm jumping back in here, feeling this breakout. I just didn't break out enough. One thing Mighty doesn't like about this stock is that it, kind of only goes about a few pennies at a time. So, this looks like a fairly good breakout, but at the end of the day, it was still only about 4 cents. So, and now I've got a high average. So I'm adding here. Took it off the table. Wasn't feeling really confident. Still green trade. Must have felt better about it, so I started jumping in here at 307 for the, hopefully with a target of about 320. It just at the end of the day, this is a trade I wish I had back. I kind of come in and out of position. I do a few good things about managing risk, but it's extended here, and I'm acting like it's a fresh breakout, and that's a mistake in hindsight. start to build a position again on this, on this trade, and I shouldn't be building a position. I get to almost 9,000 shares here. Damn, took a big loss on that one. Sucks. Don't know what it is about BKSY, but I'm glutton for punishment. I just think this thing is destined for 320. Here I have some orders out there, thinking it's going to pop down to VWAP. Um, the possibility to be able to continue on this breakout.
We got 311, and then the real breakout.
But
It's
I'm
going to be
feeling
at
pretty good right
314.
now because of the breakout.
Is it going to hold? Needs to break 312. 7,000 shares. A lot of overhead resistance at 311.
Not feeling as good as I'm taking a little bit off the table to mitigate some risk, thinking that uh, after that dip, what I needed to do to mitigate some additional risk. Here's a fun one. Now I'm in SIGA and BKSY at the same time. That's always fun when you're balancing two scalp trades at the same time. Everyone loves it, right? Make the decision to go ahead and jump out of BKSY, take the profit that I had. Kind of gets me back to where I was. Keep in mind that SIGA is fairly extended here, so this was a fairly risky play. Darn thing's turning south on me, not liking it at all. I take too big of a loss here. I go ahead and make the decision to put out a stop order. 1229. And I'm out. So now I'm sitting there now down 172. So green to red. Those suck. Not afraid to get back in, which is one of the reasons why I need to do a better job at cutting my losses more quickly, cutting them smaller, because I'm not afraid to jump back in. Here I am right back on SIGA, right back. As you can see, I am giving it a little bit of room here. 6,000 shares, up to about $670 unrealized loss. So again, I'm letting it breathe. I'm letting it pull back. And so now I know the bottom of that candle there on the 1 minute chart um, is likely my new stop loss. So I'm matching up my levels. I'm seeing, how much room do I really want to give this? How big of a position do I really want to go? Because I do feel this thing is ready to make a move. That's what this trade needed. It needed 1,000 more shares. Darn it. Joke. This is the time in the video, if you've made it this far and you're interested in seeing the movements, this is when you click the like button. So if you're listening to my voice right now, I'd really appreciate a like. And so anyway, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm feeling the breakout. Are y'all feeling the breakout? Because I'm feeling the breakout. I think it's due. It's time. The chart says it's ready. I'm thinking, why isn't everybody doing it? And then, of course, bam, that's when we start seeing going
There we
from all
go.
those
Come on.
negative, ugly numbers to start seeing some green on the tape, which we like.
That's good
Now
news.
I need to start taking a little bit
That's
off
good
the
news.
table. This thing could flush down to VWAP in a heartbeat.
Not a full reversal. Come on. Not a full
You can
reversal.
guarantee you inside I'm kicking myself that I didn't take a little
Some
bit at
people
the
taking
top
some
there, but I
profit.
want the bigger move. I'm still 100
There we go.
unrealized at this point based on how I've been adding to this position.
See if I can get filled at 12:35. Getting a little piece. There you go. Plow through that. There we go. Let's see some green. Let's jam it. This thing should pop at 12:40. There we go. Taking a small piece off the table at 12:45 if I can get a feel. You got this right here, right here, right here. There we go. There we go. $12.50. Let's load them up. Load them up. High a day.
I was really impressed with my patience here.
Come on, right through it. There we go. Now, 1269's it.
I think actually being a little less patient and taking profit a little bit higher would have probably made me a little bit more money, but I actually fell on the bed right there just as I think this is going to start reversing. But anyway, I felt really good about the trade. There I go again, getting back on an SIGA train. It's just so addicting. Not unhappy with how this trade ended. I felt pretty good about it. Here I am jumping back into our good old friend BKSY. Gonna buy this dip here. Fact, here in just a moment, I'm gonna put out a stop loss. Because I want to see more of it, but I want to just kind of yeah, I've got my stop at 316. That gives me about 3 cents because I think it's going to pull back some, and as you could look at the expression on my face, I'm not so totally interested anymore. I went ahead and skipped my losses that I had on SIGA. uh, short. I was just playing it. I
Right.
actually made a little bit of money on it, and then of course it started to break out, and I was quick to stop out. So I still have 1292. I'm here in RPTX long. As you can see, I've drawn the wedge and on the 1 minute, and on the 5 minute, I haven't
I
drawn it
got
on
the
the 5 minute.
twelve-oh-seven.
It's there. Um, again, in preparation for this breakout.
Wow. 7. I'm gonna put my stop in there. I just don't trust it. It'll come back down. Oh, there it goes. Is this the break? Or is this just a little smidge? There we Oh, damn. What was that?
RPTX.
Somebody got a bad feel. How do you make that candle look good?
So notice here, I'm actually going to put a stop loss out there because I'm perplexed on this candle and I'm not really going, what the hell's going on? I'm trying to do some figuring. I got my phone out, and so uh, yeah, that was an interesting candle. And here comes another interesting candle right here. Bam! That's ridiculous. I mean, that is money maker BS right there. As you can see, though, I'm still not selling. I've got $530 unrealized on 1,500 shares, and I don't know what to think of this formation and think it has possibly the opportunity to really, really pop. I actually took one more last trade on our BPX, but didn't get it recorded because I ended up taking a phone call.
All right. Well, I guess I shouldn't have taken that last trade. So, um, it was a good day. I had some really good trades, had some not so good trades. RPTX was kind of crazy today. SIGA took some stupid losses trying to short it at one point. Would have been great if it did that at the end of the day, but um, anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you made it this far, click that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Hopefully, you'll enjoy, seeing some more content. So thanks so much. Appreciate it.